Welcome to Dachshunds and Plants. Thank you so much for joining me here today. On my channel, I talk about all things green with my two dachshunds, Daisy and Basil. If you're interested in this kind of content, don't hesitate to subscribe and follow Dachshunds and Plants on Instagram. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Bunnings indoor plant shelf, and the lighting is from eBay, which I'll leave in the description down below, and from here I'll show you the first plant. The first plant on the shelf is this Calathea prayer plant, and next door to this plant I have my Alocasia scalprum. This plant is a pretty cool plant. I love the texture on the leaves and how long the bunny ears are. Next over I have this philodendron silver sword, which I grew from a wet stick. The next plant over is this philodendron, which I'll leave the name of it down below. This guy here has green on the front, and in the back it has a maroon shade with the green veining. Next over I do have another philodendron, and this guy is pretty cool. It has fuzzy petioles, and I'll leave the name of it down below. Another one of my favorite plants is this Philodendron England, and I just love the structure of the leaves and how long this plant grows. Next over I have some Philodendron micans, which I have been propagating. This one I potted up in soil, and the next one over is just propagating in some water. This guy here I purchased with my cousin at a nursery, and I believe it's a Ripsalis mistletoe. I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna go with that. On the shelf down below I have this Philodendron golden dragon. This guy has grown so much since I've had it in my care, which has been like the past year. Next over I have this philodendron species, which I am growing in this jar. In the front here I have this anthurium red flag, and I also have a Swiss cheese growing in water in the back there. In the front I have this philodendron variegated bow marks, and it's also given me a new leaf. This here is a philodendron glorious, which I am growing in leca. In the back I have this Philodendron England, which I've been propagating from a wet stick. And in the front here I have this Monstera, which I'll leave the name down below. It is growing on a moss pole that I made myself. I also have this plant in some chunky soil. Next over I have this Philodendron painted lady. I've had this plant for a while now, and every leaf that comes out is completely different. This little baby philodendron is called a red emerald, and I have propagated it from a wet stick, and it's currently in some chunky soil. This is one of the cactus that I own. I picked this one up from the markets, and I just love that it has this variegation on the front. I'm not too sure what this cactus is called. Here in the back is one of my mystery philodendrons that I own. I am propagating it in the leca, and you can see the roots growing in there. I'm just waiting for this plant to grow out just so I can kind of have an idea of what it may be. The next plant over is this Philodendron mexicanum. This plant is one of my favorites, and I am obsessed with the style of the leaves. It also has a maroon shade in the back. I recently propagated this guy, and the new growth has given me this crazy aerial roots, which I think I might need to prop up onto a moss pole. In the front I have this baby pink princess that I propagated, and next door I have this Alocasia pink princess. In the back I have my very large pink princess, which I am constantly propagating from. I love sharing this plant with my friends and family. It currently has this leaf on it that has a big chunk of pink variegation. In the front, I have this oxalis, which I potted up in this dachshund pot. I just love the foliage on this plant. In the back, I have this philodendron Brazil, which I am propagating in water. And in the back, I have a philodendron heartleaf, which is also propagating in water. On the next shelf, I have this philodendron in the back, which I am obsessed with. I love how long and shiny the leaves are. In the front, I have this philodendron torturum, which has been giving me heaps of baby leaves. And down below, it has heaps of growth points coming through. In the front, I have this type of ficus. I'm not too sure what kind it is, but it has this kind of variegation on the leaves. Next over, I have this calathea, which is a bit fussy in my care, but lately it's just been giving me some nice foliage, and this is a new leaf. In the back, I have this plant, which is called a flaming red, and it has little speckles of variegation on the leaves. If you can tell already, I am obsessed with philodendrons, and this one is one of my favorites. It's called a philodendron Valeriae, and I currently have it growing in some moss and soil, and I also have added one of my moss poles. I can't wait to watch this plant grow big. In the front, I have this philodendron verrucosum, which is one of my favorite plants. I love the foliage on this plant and the fuzzy petioles. It's currently giving me a new leaf, and as you can see, it has maroon stripes. In the back, I have another propagated philodendron pink princess. In the front, I have this alocasia stingray. In the back, another pink princess. And in the front here, I have this Syngonium red arrow. On the corner, I have a alocasia black velvet, which is quite tiny. And in the back, I have a philodendron gloriosum, which is propagating in water. And I also have this philodendron bellmarks, which is growing in water as well. On the bottom shelf, I have this mini monstera that's growing on this pole. I also have this philodendron lemon lime that's growing in the back. I have this random philodendron that's propagating in some moss, and I also have an alocasia silver scale. And in the back here, I have a random cactus, which I'm not sure what the species is. In the front, I have my philodendron Prince of Orange. And next door to it, I have my Black Raven ZZ plant. In the middle, I have this terrarium, which I have some random propagations in there. I have some poppus, I have some peperomia, mini watermelon, and I also have some chain of hearts in there, I believe. In this glass vase, I have one of my anthuriums, which I'll leave the name of it down below. In the back, I have this alocasia poly, and in the front, I have this anthurium pink ruffles. And I'm currently propagating this Monstera subpinata in some leca. In the front, I have this begonia polka dot. On the corner here, I have some variegated sports Monstera that's propagating in a vase of water. And I'm just waiting for the roots to develop. On the end here, I have this alocasia frydek. And I also have some mini monstera propagating in some water as well. This little guy is called my Calatheum Halo Beauty. Here I have my Syngonium Pink Splash. As you see, it has that bit of pink on the leaves. Next to it, I have this Peperonia pilea. Next door, I have this Alocasia dragon scale. And in the back, I have my very old ficus rubber tree. In the front here, I have my philodendron ring of fire, which I'm obsessed with. Under it, I have this little plant here, which I'll leave the name down below. And in the back, I have my little Alocasia red secret. In the back, I have this Calathea tricolor. And in the front here, I have my philodendron soteroid. Next to it, I have this Anthurium, which is in Leca, and at the back there I have my philodendron Florida, which is growing crazy, and in the front here I have my philodendron Splendid. Thank you so much for being here today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more planty content, be sure to subscribe to this channel and follow us on Instagram at @plants. And until next time, bye!